Check this out. In the studio today, we have the Fujifilm GFX 50S Mark II. Fujifilm was kind enough to send us this pre-production model for us to test out. This is a 51.4 megapixel sensor, which may not seem like a big deal. I know there are 45 and 50 megapixel sensors out there, but there's something unique about this camera. It's 51.4 megapixels on a medium format sensor in a body about the same size and shape as a full frame DSLR, and it's under $4,000. Now let's unwrap that a little bit. This is a high resolution sensor, but it's larger than full frame, meaning that your pixels are going to be larger, letting you have better low light capability in those high ISO scenarios. And something important to note about the GFX bodies as well as the GF lenses is that these are all weather sealed. If you've used the GFX 50S version 1, you'll notice there are some physical differences. First thing being this top screen. So whereas the version 1 had a physical click wheel for the shutter speed, this one has an entire screen dedicated to all of your settings. As well as when you turn it on, you have a little button here that you can toggle between different information. So this is going to show you an overview of all of your information. This is going to show your ISO, shutter speed, f-stop, and then your light meter down here. Then you move it over here and that's going to be your histogram. And as we go this direction, you'll see this is a non-removable EVF like you saw on the 50S Mark I. You also have a mode dial on this side, as well as the movie and still switch here. Now if you flip it over to the back, the controls will be fairly similar, but there are some minor differences. You have a different design for the joystick, so it has those raised dots, going to make it a lot easier to move that around. And that's also going to be your directional pad. And something else you'll notice from the version 1 is we no longer have the protrusion. This is a very slim body, making it similar in use to like a full frame mirrorless camera. And then when we look at the back, we have a tilting screen like you've seen on a lot of different cameras, but this camera has inherited this cool tilting mechanism. This camera does shoot 3 frames per second, which may not seem like a lot, but for medium format shooters, that's actually pretty quick. If you need a camera for shooting sports and fast wildlife, we do recommend shooting on the X-T3 or the T4, shooting 11 and 15 frames per second respectively. And one last thing to point out, this does have a video mode on it, but it is 1080 only. Now that may be a deal breaker for some people, so we would recommend going to the GFX 100 or 100S if you need medium format, high resolution stills as well as 4K video. But don't let that deter you from getting this camera. It's always nice to have a video function built into the camera you're using. You never know when you're going to need that. This camera also has 2 UHS to SD card slots. Priced at $4,000, this is an excellent entry into the GFX system. And if you need a lens for your brand new GFX system, Fujifilm is announcing their latest lens in their GF system, which is their 14th lens in their entire line. And that's the GF 35 to 70mm f4.5 to a 5.6, making this brand new kit under $4,500. This camera has an updated algorithm for autofocus, as well as an integrated mechanism to stabilize the sensor. So if you're using the appropriate lenses, you can get up to 6.5 stops of stabilization. And for those of you using the GFX 100S, you'll notice this has the same battery, making this GFX 50S Mark II an excellent companion to your 100S. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to make this camera part of your kit, visit any of our 7 locations or online at bedfords.com. My name is Tyler with Bedford Camera and Video, and we'll see you next time.